Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today we have some exciting news. We have some spy photos, which looks to be the brand new iteration of the Scott Addict RC. Now, if you guys did not know, the Scott Addict RC is going to be Scott's lightest weight climbing bike, and their RC is race version. So this bicycle came out around 2020, and it's been on the market for about 4 years. I've talked about this bicycle a couple times. I've actually sell Scott, and we've done a ton of videos on the Scott Addict line and the Scott Foil. They just revamped the Scott Foil, which is their dedicated aero bike, and it came out phenomenally. And I think they did a really good job with it. But this bicycle right here needed a facelift because of the fact that it's been out on the market for so long. The head tube looks a little bit chunky right here. It has this exposed kind of seat collar or seat clamp out here. It doesn't look as clean. The bicycle when it first launched, absolutely beautiful, and everyone says the Scott Addict RCs are very, very comfortable. The one downside I could say to them is that they were, for a lightweight climbing bike, not on the heavy side because 6.8 is achievable, but you needed to swap some components out to get it to there. But now, with some spy photos that have been shared around on their Facebook group for the Scott Addicts or Scott Bicycles on there, and also there's a picture of it going around, they made some really good looking changes to this bike. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I'm talking about here. So here are some pictures of this bike. We don't know when this bicycle should be launched, but as of right now, there's also some other photos right here of it showing at a show. So I'm assuming this show is in Europe because Scott is a really big brand over in Europe. On the American side, the Western side, we don't really see the inventory is really hard to get. The bicycle doesn't have as much of a strong presence over here, even though they're beautiful bikes and their price points are absolutely amazing. But we don't really see the availability as much as over in EU. But over here, it looks like to be a show of some sort where they're already kind of showing this off to consumers where you can see it. And you can definitely see there are some small and subtle changes to it, but I think make a big deal. So let's start off with this picture right here. Looking at these two bikes side by side, like I said, they took out some of the chunkiness. They took out some of the over excess weight, and we're kind of seeing this where companies are able to achieve lighter weight frames with using a different carbon fiber and maybe a different resin. And this has kind of been the theme to the year. And it looks beautiful. Thicker down tube, didn't really take advantage of the aeroness as it need to. Skinnier fork. You don't have the exposed seat collar right here anymore. That's much more flush, and the seat wedge is going to be inside of here. Lower seat stays, but overall the bicycle does look pretty similar to its predecessor right here. So again, we have the lower seat stays, similar head tube area, but they took down a lot of these spacers, which I like. I always thought that the Scott Addict spacers on here was massive. It drew a lot of attention to that front end. Nothing wrong with it. It was just, in terms of functionality, it just looked big and chunky. Like, it didn't need to be that big on a climbing bike. So I like the fact that it went ahead and slimmed this up over here too. It looks very, very good. It needed to be done. Holy head tube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're doing 60 mil spacers. Whatever. That's what it is nowadays. But it looks absolutely beautiful. And then also seeing this as well, we can see here, this is the Addict RC Ultimate, and RC Ultimate is going to be their lightest version of these bicycles. And Ultimate is going to be a different frame as well. Whenever you buy an Ultimate version of the Addict or the Foil, that is going to be a lighter carbon fiber. And I always wondered this. I don't know if the way they achieve this lightweight is just from paint, but I don't know. But they claim that the Ultimate is going to be a lighter weight carbon fiber on there to make it a better stiffness to weight ratio. But you can see here they even take advantage of the new Synchros one-piece wheels for the road wheels. These look like these Synchros 40 mil wheels. These are a complete solid carbon fiber wheel set that are about $4,800 for the pair. They are hookless, yes, but I'm sure this bicycle is going to be I think it's going to be out the box under 6'8" for sure. It looks to be they have an updated one-piece bar and stem with new spacers on there and the whole lot. But what I'm really excited for is this bike right here, or their lower tier models. They do a really good job at price points that aren't the Ultimate. Their Ultimate bicycles, like this one, are usually 15 grand, and they're really expensive, usually because of the fact of the wheels that are on there. It's absolutely crazy. I don't know how they get the price up there. But then they'll have like a 105 bike for like $4,500 or $5 grand, and that's going to come with 105 Di2, carbon fiber wheels, carbon fiber frame, integrated bar and stem. And it seems here they took a page out of the Scott Foil where they have this kind of two-piece seat post system. So they're probably going to have a integrated light on here, and a lot of people like that. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So as of right here, you can see they have this integrated light on here, and not only does it add as a nice flush clean light that's by them, and it looks really, really integrated, but also because it has this cutout, it allows the seat post to have a little bit more give, so that way it's not as harsh of a ride. And Scott Addict RCs, like I mentioned before, this bicycle, every single person I sold this bicycle to always came back with the same feedback of how comfortable the bicycle was. So hopefully they kept some of those same features to here on this bicycle to make that achieve that same weight. But yeah, what I think they're going to have on here, 35 mil tire clearance, maybe 32s, I don't know exactly, but probably 32 mil tire clearances. I'm still thinking, judging by these pictures, that it's still a BB86 because the Scott foil is a BB86. I would love to see T47 in this range. I think T47 is a great bottom bracket. Like, they're doing a really good job with that. But this looks to be BB86. I'd have to see pictures closer to it. And then also, like I said, the front stem pictures as well. They did a really good job with this. If this thing's just a little bit lower, normal size is great. But you can see here the confirmation, the Addict RC logo on that top tube as well, which looks really good. But yeah, let me know if you guys are excited. Let me know if this is what you guys think is what's needed. I think that Scott is still one of those companies that has one of the best looking dedicated aero bikes out there. Their Scott foil is beautiful in terms of an aero bike. So it makes sense to have, like, that's a gorgeous bike. It makes sense to have a lightweight climbing bike because this, by all means, is a full-fledged, flat-out aero race bike. They need to have a climbing bike in their arsenal for those grand those grand tour days, or give the consumer the option for it. So very, very cool. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Did Scott do enough with this redesign, or would you like to see something different? And this seems to be the theme as well, that companies are, move this out of the way, gorgeous looking bike, really cool looking. Companies are not doing these crazy changes to these bikes like we used to see back in 2015, where they're literally changing the whole frame, changing the geometry, changing the fork, changing the rear stays. It's small tweaks here and there, small little iterations to these bicycles to go ahead and make them better that we're seeing. You see it with the new Pinarello Dogma F. You see it with the SL8. You saw it with the S5 when they redesigned it. You're seeing it with all these bikes coming out. Literally, they're small integrations. The new Canyon Aero Road, and everyone's like, oh, have we hit peak Aero Road? Have we hit peak bike? Have we hit peak bike? There's only so much a company can do. I'm sure this bike's going to come in under 6.8 kilos, but if you want to ride this thing, you need to make it heavier, I guess. I don't know. Like, the UCI needs to go ahead and maybe push the boundaries for a weight limit. It doesn't mean that every single bicycle needs to hit that. Just make it to a point where companies can try to achieve something different or aim for a new goal. Because obviously we want safety there, but maybe 6.5, maybe 6.3, who knows? I mean, 6.3 is almost, it's in the 13 pounds, so who knows? But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one.